Yo, what's good? I cannot find my earbuds, like my headphones from my phone. So might as well just talk like this. And it doesn't seem that bad, but you know what I'm saying? Why not? But when I go over it, I'm gonna obviously put my headphones and edit and all that good stuff, blah blah blah. I am currently playing rank right now and live. So if you're seeing this, I'm live. Uh I wanted to talk about something. There's times and days where I don't feel like playing Siege, but I still play Siege. And I can guarantee you we all go through that. So that's not even a question to even start with. But what I'm saying is there is a let me call it a it's it's kind of like a parasite in me being burnt out. And being burnt out can mean many things. People do be burnt out, and then people who are burnt out. And honestly, you just call it being the slump. You're here but you're not here. And let me explain my side of it on me personally. I can be mentally invested into Siege, but my mechanics are so shit, and I'm forced to play support. So that's just one simple fact right there. Some days I have no idea what I'm doing, but I end up getting put in the best situations only just to die. And that's when the tilting comes through and talk and all that other shit. And there's some days where I strictly just float. Float meaning as I could be literally like I could be brain dead, but still know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I'm only saying that because I think today is the day that I'm in that float state. It's like I could let me be dramatic. I could sing a whole opera song while playing Siege. I'm the type to play music while I play. That's me. And it's not like 15% or 12% music. No, I have it. The highest is probably 25. I'm not gonna lie. It's not much so as well, you can't hear your game, so obviously you're not gonna play good. I don't need to hear my game. And this is where the catch comes at. Here's the catch. There's times where I've streamed and played Siege without no headset, no earbuds, nothing, just strictly TV volume. And it shows how much I could improve without actually being comfortable being in surround sound. And just to say, yeah, I can do that. I'm capable of doing that. I don't need a headset to play good. I don't need this or that to play good. All I need is my mental and my mechanics. I'm fine. But let's stay on topic. The main topic about this VOD is me being burnt out. Being burnt out it's a lot. It says a lot, it does a lot, it makes a lot, and it honestly can affect you and your teammates and even your time enjoying Siege. There's times where I would not try to make myself noticeable to the things that I'm doing, because the moment I tell myself, oh yeah, someone's here, the moment I tell myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, something always works to backfire against me. It's like I'm not doing nothing wrong. It's the fact that the active slash to myself slash call out affected me because I knew what was going on. I knew the play, but just because I reminded myself, it fucked me because I get overstimulated. And here's some more lore about me. Bro, you could have the best aim in the world. The best aim, better than Bolo, the best aim. If you don't know how to control your trigger finger, you would lose a lot of gunfights. Because there's times where I would have a good positioning, a good angle, good aim, rounds going good. All of a sudden, I have this urge to shoot when I know damn well I shouldn't have. And all of a sudden, he turns around and flicks me. I'm like, wait, what? How did I miss this shot? And it's not about missing and making your shot. It's about knowing when to shoot. You know what I'm saying? So it's don't get the idea of I'm gonna always shoot on sight. No. Slow the fuck down. You need to wait and see what's going on, because you never know if that teammate has a refrag on his belt. You never know. So it's like, it's always to be aware to, drone, do call outs, scope out the spot before you actually push in. And it's not even about like, whoa, bro, well, just slow down, well, just warm up, just play the game. I do that, but when it comes to overperforming, now let me talk about that shit. Overperforming is a common thing. Like, you look good, you smell good, but the moment you open your mouth, you just talk hot shit. That's a prime example of overperforming. And I get that a lot. I get fatigued. I tend to do dumb things with a smart brain. I tend to do dumb things with a smart decision. Now, let me break this down. A smart brain and a smart decision may sound like the same thing, but it isn't. A smart brain is knowing what's going on and then you fucking up and blaming yourself. A smart decision is including your team. That's one. So if it's a decision, you have to include your team because you would want that support. It could be moral support. It could be, just standing there in the middle of the room. Like, you would need support because you know what you need to play. And obviously, as a player, you cannot play two positions at once. So if you want that smart brain play, you're going to send someone to a spot where you would play, but you would play the main spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's you controlling someone that you really can't control. You know what I'm saying? And it really makes me feel better about myself even when I go bad. And it's not the fact that I'll go negative and I'm forced to play support. No. I'm playing support because I know damn well I'm not doing shit, so might as well just yap all the day. Like, just yap, just do call outs. Might as well, So it's like, don't sit there and be like, well, I'm not going to play anymore because I'm losing. Bro, no. Just change your game plan. Change your idea. Change your thought process. Just change how you want to do things. Just change how you feel about this push, this take, this operator pick, change that. And the root of all of this is, it's okay to feel these things. It's okay. But what's not okay is to cope. When you cope, you're just literally hiding. Like, you're hiding the fact that you messed up. You're hiding something, bro. Like, just make it this simple. Coping and covering, Coping is just something that you do just because you don't want to, have that feeling inside of you. You don't want to feel that embarrassment. You don't want to feel that realization that, yeah, I actually did it mess up. But the coping comes from, but. There's always a but. There's always a but. But again, you don't want to have that mindset consistently because you can chalk the team. And that's where it gets, it makes you digress from the point that I'm trying to say. So, and that's my point. So, point is, like, don't try to be picky and choosy about how you want to play. If you're doing bad, bro, don't force yourself to do good. Just just be a team player. That's it. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You know why? Because you can go 0-5 and have the best call-outs. I kid you not. The whole entire team will condemn you. Not condemn you. Will give you a what was it called? I guess what do I call it? Fuck it. They would give you, they would what the fuck is it called, bro? I don't know. What is it called? The little thing where, you put the fucking thumbs up, calm points. Fuck that. Calm points, You would get calm points, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you would realize, damn, I did nothing, but the whole team gave me their props. Like, my whole team gave me thumbs up. My whole team gave me dedication. My whole team gave me their appreciation, even though I got no kills. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. And of course, let me still talk about me, because this is kind of about me, but I like to include everybody else as in random because, it's fair. Excuse me. Yeah, I get fatigued a lot. I overperform, and I hate that. I hate that feeling. I hate the feeling where I am holding my controller so hard The moment I see somebody, the moment a play happens, I'm just shooting fucking flies. Like, I'm just shooting in, like, at chakra points at damn near. Like, I'm looking like Neji right now, just doing the dumbest things, but it looks smart. But it really isn't. But shout out Neji. That's really, I'm gonna get right there. But anyways, it's like, bro, you need to loosen up. And I say that because I go through that too. Like, literally right now, my whole hand, not arm, my arm, not my hand, my arm is so strained because I hold the roller so hard. I want everything to feel so cool and smooth, and like I'm fast. I can, I can aim. I can, I can be Speedy Gonzalez. No, just loosen up, hold the controller normally, and you know what? Scratch that. Here's the tip. When you hold the controller hard as hell, only do it for when you're traveling. Meaning when you're like moving around and like, trying to, scope out the area. When you're locked in, when it's time to clutch, when it's time to like actually like, use your skill, loosen up a bit. I kid you not, the lighter you hold the controller, the better. Because I've noticed with Ella, especially, Ella is my operator. She's my main. She's my top main. And with Ella, it's like her weapon has so much recoil. You can shoot everywhere, even if you're trying not to. And I say that because, again, when I use her, I hold the controller not hard, but like hard enough that I can still move freely. But I know for a fact when I like want to like a fresh, slow down. Fuck. Okay, what I was trying to say was, I loosen up as time progresses because I know her weapon has high recoil, and it might not seem like a lot, but it actually is. Holding the controller lighter and having your thumbs prepared to like do what you want to do, it works so much better because people say you're cheating. Like you have smooth aim. You're not rushing it, you're just keeping yourself composed, and you know what's going on. Like, when you can identify that, it makes you I would add this. It makes you enjoy Siege more and better, and also it makes you feel more comfortable even though you're uncomfortable. So it's like you don't want to always put yourself in spots where you have to move fast. You have to be swifty. You have to. You don't. I don't know the team on the top of my head, but I know there's a team that's in Brazil. Like, these guys don't move flashy. These guys move slow and steady. These guys peek, they aim, they shoot, they move on, And you have players that think they're good because they can move fast. They can peek fast. They can, make the enemy team just, look like a fucking, I don't know, like, you look like you're having a seizure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the criticism comes in. That's where the doubts come in because you overperform. And that might sound like I'm all over the place, but remember now, I said a lot of things. Do I remember? Kind of, but I know where I'm going with this. So don't get in the habit of trying to overperform just so you can say, well, I performed well. No. Remember now, you overperform. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do this. You got 2 kills, yeah, but we lost a round because you had this dumbass rotation here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't overperform because it makes you feel like you could be a better player. Don't have a freaking ego. And let me be real, we all go through the phases where our brain isn't connected to our hands. Our hands are not connected to our brain, and we just go into a flow state of mind. And that's where I want to get at, because oftentimes it's not the fact that oh you were lucky, it's muscle memory. And I'm not saying that don't wish up on luck so much, because sometimes luck doesn't even exist when it comes to like actually knowing what's going on, and it falls under keep on playing the same way. You have to evolve, you have to change. Just because you get an ace without reinforcing sight doesn't mean that it will work in higher ranks. You would get punished, and don't have the idea of only reinforcing what you want to reinforce. That's not how the game works. If you do that, the enemy team doesn't have to push on your push. They can push what's not being reinforced, you know? So that's a huge gap. You cannot control that gap because you didn't reinforce what you needed to reinforce. You know what I'm saying? So back to being disconnected, it puts you, it honestly feels bad. Like, I can't even say it like enough. It makes you feel bad. It's like, damn, like, I know these things, but for some reason my brain decides not to check it. My brain decides not to like worry about it. You know, like, I know how to aim a certain way, but my hand doesn't want to. Like, you know, I'm not flicking fast, but I guess my sense is too fast. You know, like, your brain can't keep up with your hands and vice versa. So it's like, one thing you could probably do is change your sense. You know, like, I didn't say that earlier because me personally, I digress, but I play on what? Let me check it right now because I'm playing on the game right now to do this shit. What do I play on? 4060? Yes, 4060. 40 vert, 60 horizontal. You know? There's times where I play like I'm on fast sense, being over performance, you know, overperforming, you know? I'm not like that. I know I'm not like that. Just stick to what you know. Stick to what is comfortable. Stick to what your hands and brain are used to. And that's why I say you could hold your controller hard as a mother trucker, but when it's time to like go into battle, don't hold that controller so hard. And also, it gets to a point where it's like, you know, being fatigued and being this, being that, not comprehending, you know, having a hard time understanding call outs, you know, all the fundamentals that make up Siege, you know, like the small things. But it becomes, when you realize, okay, let's be real. When you realize true siegeness, is that even a word? True siegeness becomes a powerful tool when you allow help, when you allow it, when you decide to like to sit back and be like, okay, bro, I'm gonna let you get this killed. I'm gonna let you do this. I'm gonna let you do what the team. I'm gonna let you do what the team needs. You know, like, I'm gonna let you lead. You know, it's always that one person that wants all the kills. They want all of this, all of that, and that's where that mindset comes in. And what mindset is that? It's a mindset where it's like, it doesn't matter, but it matters until I die. What do you mean? Like, the game doesn't revolve around you, you know? And it honestly, like I said, from the jump, it chalks people. It's like, you don't say a fucking word, a peep. But the moment you die, it's why you did this, why you did that, why you did this, why you did that. And that's how you know people analyze you even before saying anything. And it's always, you know, it's trying to defend yourself with a million witnesses watching you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we saw you. What are you defending? Like, your ego, like yourself. Like, what are you defending? Like, I literally saw you do that dumbass play and then say you're mad at me because I didn't play it with you. What do you mean? Like, you know, you're mad because I didn't make this head hose your way, and then you kill me, and all of a sudden you're dying right after me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's no awareness. It's like, it's those players where they TK you and they just walk. Like, they just walk like they just, like, cinema. Like, bro, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're not doing anything, bro. You didn't do a fucking soul. So what do you mean, bro? I don't want that. That's bad. You can't do that. Well, this ain't the right way. That's the wrong way. Like, you don't even know what game you're playing. Like, am I right and wrong? What? And to butter up the biscuit, these last few clips, you may realize, you're not even doing anything. You're just looking at angle doing shit. You know, like, you're just doing whatever. This isn't me doing a site setup. This isn't me, you know, doing anything, you know, whatever. This is strictly what I do when I am out of bound to Siege. What I mean by that is, I only play customs, aka, you know, training ground, only because, it's not because I don't feel like playing Siege, but it's because my brain is bored. Like, I get bored easily. That's the bottom line. Out of everything I said, being fatigued, overperforming, what, playing so fucking hard, playing like a sweat, you know, being a wannabe, that all falls under Siege burns me out so bad. I don't play online. I go in training ground and just work on angles. I just work on angles. And this is a good reason why I do these things, because it's not about, you know, being good in Siege. It's about the mental, like the fundamental of Siege. And let me break that down in a way that it can be understood and also respected. So what I mean by that is it's strictly just resetting. Resetting. You don't have to shoot nothing. You don't have to ping anything. You don't have to do nothing but just visualize what you're actually looking at. Don't think about why you're doing it. Think about how much information you can get from it. Because I can sit here all day and say, I do this because, I do this because, I do this because. A bot wouldn't understand the because. They're going to be confused on the process of how can you see that without actually being in that position, you know? How can you visualize that without even being in the vicinity to actually do it? That's the biggest confusion. But the concept of it, it's not about being in the presence of the push or whatever. It's about being in the presence of the idea. Like, make a plan. Then once that plan is laid out, that's your blueprint. That is what you're going to do when things don't work and do work. That is a thing that is normal to you because you are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And when you have the idea of, okay, I push here because A, B, and C, you can tell your teammate the same exact thing on why you're doing it and the reason. They're confused because they can't visualize like you. And the best way to help that person is to put them in that position. And that's why I say again, it's okay to die. That's where the realization comes in on, oh, so that's why. It's not to benefit the enemy, it's to benefit you. But a benefit has a counterfeit. You see my drift here? So don't have the idea of, I'm going to set up site and I'm going to leave site. No, it's a rule on that. It's called site control. As a defender, if you leave site and then make up site as you go, and you're just gone, that's called site control. The enemy can use your site setup against you, you know? So it's harder now because it's more common for them to have a setup because they're attacking, and it's rare for you to attack because you're defending. And that is only, I say rare because once plant goes down, the rules switch. Attack, defend, attacks, you know? And it's momentum. It's being progressive? No. Anti, like it's being, you know, anti-passive, anti-aggressive, anti. It's a mix between of picking your poison, you know? Do you want, for example, do you want to be an Uber driver for the day but deal with traffic, or do it for the night and deal with weirdos? You know what I'm saying? You can't escape that, you know? It's something that's going to happen. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen, it makes you realize, okay, now I'm just screwed because I just fucked myself, you know? And I know, like, I've, you know, went left and right, up and down. I went in the corner, you know, I stopped. I did a pit stop, a side quest, a main quest, a mission. But remember now, all of that still takes you to your destination. That's just, I just made that up like in my head because I want to make you guys understand where I come from. And I speak very weirdly. Like I speak in a way like, you know, like metaphors, you know, all that good stuff. So it's like from that saying that I just said, all it means is something has to end. You can go left and end up being right. You can go up and end up being down. You're going to go inside. You're going to end up being outside. Something is going to reflect what you are repelling. If you have a aggressive ass teammate, flanks won't exist until that aggressor dies. What happened is angles are being held, you know, and now the aggressor is forced to go inside, you know. Now, going outside, the aggressor is less vulnerable because now the aggressor is waiting. Once that power player dies, now we be aggressive, It's kind of like football, You have corner, DBs, and receivers. If your DB is beaten by the receiver, you trust your safety so bad, you do not turn around. It's that deep, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a little, yap. And the yaps just honestly comes from just me being drained out from the game. Like no one wants to constantly always have to be the main one, talking, the main one giving call outs, the main one doing everything, and that's part of being an IGL player, like you're gonna talk even if you don't have to. And people hate that, like, bro, shut up. They're like, bro, shut up. Like, what do you mean shut up? I'm giving call outs to myself to the point where it's like, if you hear it, you hear it, So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you would never know when someone's truly listening say it again. You would never know if someone's truly listening only because they're just complaining that you're talking. It's like, yeah, you're not actually listening to me, bro. Like, again, this is not Call of Duty. It's just fucking Rainbow Six Siege. I have to talk. If I don't talk, you're a fucking lost puppy. And this is the biggest thing I don't like when it comes to being a good player. No one's better than anybody else. Like, of course you have better players, but like, let me just be reasonable here. Let me be real reasonable. What I don't like is when myself, have to constantly clutch up. It's like, I understand there's, things going on that I can't see in your point of view, but bro, I am not going to sit here and always clutch up. Why? Like, you die and so, we got bro. Like, don't pass me your burden. Don't pass me your torch, nigga. Like, sorry, like, don't do that, because, like, it makes me be burnt out. And this is the main root of the video. I don't like that. I don't like clutching up 24/7. It feels good, it sounds good, but the moment you do one bad thing, you're a shit can. What do you mean I'm a shit can? I've been clutching for the past 20 minutes, and literally, it does something to my brain. I swear it does. I swear. It makes me enjoy, and I know why I solo queue. I give my own self call outs. I can do that on my own. I'm not the best, but if I actually try, and let's say this, if I actually try, get a PC, and learn to see a little bit more, I can probably clutch a 1v3. Me being humble, 1v3 every single time. Custom match, me versus 3 diamonds. I'm smoking you guys. You guys suck. Because I know the game enough on the back of my hand. I don't need y'all fucking opinions. But, like always, have fun. GG's.